know Noah Welsh will not be on the ice to kill this penalty. Let's try and take advantage of that situation and end this hockey game with a power play strike.
Harvard has outshot Northeastern 11-5 here in the overtime period. But again, they've played about 5.5 minutes of the overtime session. A man up. Now they'll be a man down, trying to kill off the 5th Northeastern power play of the game.
And look for the Huskies to work Yale Lewis in front of the net. Bernstill and Judy work the blue line. If the shot's there from the point, go ahead and take it. But they want Guerrero to have this puck, and they want Morris to get open, looking for one-timers or quick wrist shots from the offside.
Off the draw, Peter Hafner is able to clear that length of the ice, and it's Judy getting back to Northeastern. Bernstill takes it out to center ice and sends it in. Brunette Morris leaves it behind the net for Walsh. Puck was bouncing around a bit there, but Harvard's able to get it out to center ice. That one went off the stick of Murphy and up into, or Kavanaugh rather, up into the seats. "31 shots on net for Northeastern and 40 for Harvard." So the saves mounting up. We said early on that maybe the goaltending wasn't really the story because both teams are playing so well defensively. In overtime, both goaltenders have had to come up big.
It has to be the story, and special teams, you have to factor that in as well. Power plays, both clubs with opportunities. Right now, Northeastern, they need to try and take advantage of their man advantage, but they can't get into the offensive zone and get into their setup that they want.
Sophomore Dylan Reese got back after it and cleared it out length of the ice. Midway through the 2-minute power play, the Huskies send it in. Haven't really set it up yet on this power play. Now they've got the opportunity. This is Grover sliding it across deep. Playing it down. Esner in the front. Russo played it to the doorstep. Knocked away there by Lannon. Russo battling it after. Puck coming loose. Mackey will play it hard off the near wall. Half a minute to go in the power play. Both teams changing up.
That low man along the goal line when they work that overload on the power play, Tommy. If you don't have much, don't take the puck along the ice to the goaltender. Flip it into his pads. It makes it more of a problem for him to handle, and he can't find rebounds.
Here's Bernstill playing it up ahead. Brunette Morris swipes it aside. 10 seconds remaining on the Northeastern power play. They get control. Guerrero on the far wall. Looking for Morris. Instead, he fires off a shot, and Brunette Morris makes the stop. Penalty at an end. Welch comes back out. The puck comes out to him, but it got a full head of steam going by him. He'll come off. 40 seconds remaining on the scoreboard here in this first overtime. Letterman battling. Morris plays it in deep. Reese gets it started now. Reese carrying it up, long pass, bouncing up the middle. Letterman, good job to get after it. Letterman battling around Grover. Johnson in to help out. Down behind the net, only 10 seconds left in the overtime. Johnson gets to it on the far wall. Welch fires it in front. Nice pass from Pelly. The shot coming through now. It's blocked. It bounces around. The period comes to an end. So the roof sort of sagging a little bit, but saved by the bell. Northeastern able to get out before the house collapses. 18 shots on net combined in that overtime. Might have been the most open hockey we've seen tonight.
Well, you got to love the power plays when you factor that in, and I appreciate the officials continuing to call penalties that they consistently call throughout regulation. That's what they're designed to do, and they were able to follow through. Northeastern got a little bit of trouble there in the final seconds. They had possession of the puck, but instead of making sure they get the puck out of the zone, they weren't able to clear their end, and even though there weren't any shots in that final sequence of pinball hockey, nervous times for the Huskies, and they're glad that that buzzer finally sounded.
Well, two teams that neither team has been to the Beanpot final in 3 years. Harvard has been there quite some time longer, but they've got an opportunity tonight, and neither team is going down without a fight. We are going to a second overtime here at the Fleet Center as each team had their chances in that overtime, but nothing doing as Kenny Gibson and Dove Brunette Morris were able to hold the fort here. Grumet Morris stopping Guerrero.
That was the biggest save in my mind. Guerrero, one of the top offensive players in Hockey East, the 2-on-1 with options. Noah Welch stayed in the middle, forced the shot. It's a good combination work with his goaltender, Grumet Morris. Kenny Gibson made a couple of great stops. This is what delayed penalty on a Bernikavich opportunity. Never really got a clean shot away. Bad backhander angle, bad angle backhander, I should say, from Magora. And then the steal by Yale Lewis led to that weak shot that went wide on the far side by Russo. And Welch walked in from the left point a couple of times, and then the tail end of that man advantage at the very end of the overtime, again from Guerrero, trying to sneak one short side, was able to be handled by Morris, Grumet Morris, with the left shoulder.
Well, we told you they were two of the best goaltenders you'd see in college hockey, and the stats back it up. 73 total shots on net, 71 saves. That's why we're headed to a second overtime. 1-1 our score in game one. On the first Monday of February, it's the 53rd Beanpot on Nesson.
Welcome back to the Fleet Center at the end of one 20-minute overtime period. The score, of course, remains the same as we get set for a second sudden death overtime period. Game one, Northeastern and Harvard. Welcome back. I'm Eric Fried. Ted Donato is in his first year behind the bench for the Harvard Crimson. And the last time we saw hockey here in this building, it was being played by the Boston Bruins. And Ted Donato was a member of that Bruins team. He has since, of course, retired and gone back to his alma mater, where he is the head coach of a team that underachieved for a good bit of last year before they finally got on track and made a great run into the ECAC championship game where they beat Clarkson, and they made it on to the NCAA tournament where they lost a heartbreaker to the University of Maine. Donato has this Harvard team playing very well right from the start of the season, right into tonight where they've won 5 games in a row heading into game one here at the Beanpot. Corey Massey had a chance to chat with Ted Donato.
Okay, Eric, thank you very much. And Coach, well, what a first year for you. Now you're here in the Beanpot. Let's talk about the season you've had so far. What's the adjustment been like?
It's been great. The season so far has had some ups and downs, but mostly ups. And the adjustment has been interesting. It's been a lot of fun. I think the one thing that I thought that I would enjoy, and that's dealing with, you know, the high quality of guys we got at Harvard. I underestimated how much fun it would be to work with these guys and how focused they were on all things, not only just the hockey, but the schools. It's been great.
Was it tough leaving your career the way you did in that series against Montreal? Here you are again, back at the Fleet Center again. The last time you were here was on crutches. Yeah,
no, it's no doubt. It was very difficult to not really have a say in my, last couple of games. We're on our way to winning game 2, and being up in Montreal. I think everybody would like to leave on top, but there's certain things you can control in life and certain things you can't. And I definitely regret. I thought we had a very good team that had a chance to make a great run, and that's a disappointment. I think that I'll still carry around many years from now. But ultimately, there's new challenges in life and new things to get excited about, and I'm certainly excited about coaching at Harvard.
Here comes that big adrenaline rush of the Beanpot again. You guys won it in '89 when you were at Harvard. You have some players that played in it the last couple of years, but you have some freshmen. What do you tell these guys going into it? How do you control that?
Well, I think the one thing I've learned is I've had to control myself. I get so excited, and I enjoy the challenge of playing the local teams and being a local guy, and having had great memories of the Beanpot from many different angles, whether it was being a fan or a coach or a player now as a coach. But I just tell our guys, you know what, this is a great opportunity. Enjoy it. Don't worry about the results. Worry about how you play, and just enjoy it. This is fun. You're going to play in front of a full house at the Fleet Center. This is what college hockey's all about.
Wrapping it up, Ted, try to describe your team a little bit. What are we going to see from the Harvard Crimson? We know about BCU. We know about BU. We know how good they are. Some of the top teams in the nation. Your team right up there. Not always getting the pub that you want, but you got a really solid club. Talk about what we're going to see.
Well, I think we're always trying to establish ourselves, along the greatest programs in the country, and we've been in the NCAA tournament the last 3 years, so there's been some great success at Harvard, and this is an opportunity for us to play with some of the local powers, and it's great for us. Our team is a team with tremendous amount of speed up front, and very big, strong, physical defensemen, and our goaltending's been outstanding all year. We're led by our goalie, Dov Grumet Morris, in the net, and Noah Welch is our captain on defense, along with Ryan Lannon, and a couple senior forwards, Tommy Kavanaugh and Brennan Bernikevich. The one thing that I've really enjoyed is being able to work with our seniors, great kids, and for a first-year coach, I've been blessed to have this type of leadership and this type of character kids around our program.
Bragging rights on the line, Coach. Good luck.
Thanks a lot, Corey.
All right, that's Crimson head coach Ted Donato joining us. Let's go back to Eric Fried.
Oh, we saw some of that leadership on display, that senior leadership on display in that first overtime period. Dov Grumet Morris, a couple of great saves in goal, and Noah Welch playing very well at the blue line and keeping it a 1-1 game here at the end of one overtime period. We'll take a look at the scoring in this game, and we'll check back in with Corey Massey when we come back to the Fleet Center here at the Beanpot. We've had excitement here in game one of this doubleheader at the Fleet Center. Boston College and Boston University coming up in game two, but still a second overtime to go between Northeastern and the Harvard Crimson. And one anxious observer is the athletic director for Northeastern, Dave O'Brien, who's standing by with Corey Massey. Corey.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. And well, Dave, you came here in 2002 from Temple University, an outsider, excited to experience the Beanpot. Here you are now in 2005, still awaiting your first, and on pins and needles right now?
You certainly am. Coming from Philadelphia, I knew a lot about the Big Five and how boisterous an atmosphere that was, but it pales in comparison, obviously, Corey, to what happens here with the Beanpot. And it's a big night for us. We're playing well, playing hard, and still on the edge of our seat.
You have a lot of teams to manage at Northeastern University, both men's and women's. Where does the Beanpot rank at Northeastern? How big is this at your school?
Well, there's no doubt it's the biggest thing. Coming in as a newcomer, I don't think I appreciated it in 2002 when I first arrived, but it certainly has been reinforced many times in many conversations with people all across Husky land that it is the biggest thing that we face at Northeastern.
Hopefully, for your sake, Bruce Racine, who was the last goaltender to win the Beanpot for Northeastern, now in your coaching staff, will be a good luck charm for this team. Pressure from the alumni?
Well, yeah, we want to win. We don't want to be the doormat. Certainly Northeastern in the last couple of years has increased its aspirations as a university, and likewise we've increased our aspirations as an athletic department. We want to win.
Dave, thanks for the time.
You bet.
Good to see you again. Let's go back to Eric Fried.
All right, Corey, thanks very much. Northeastern and Harvard tied at 1 here in game number 1. And Bruce Crowder has said in the past that Northeastern team that finally wins a Beanpot, ending that long drought that dates back to the late 80s, they would probably be carried across campus at Northeastern. They would be celebrated to no end as Northeastern tries to end a long drought. Let's see what's happened in this game. It's been a long drought here as far as scoring goes. We go back to the first period, and in that opening minute, we've seen Kevin do his job on this opening minute goal as he poked it around the defense, made his way in, backhander goal, and that made it 1-0 Harvard, his 5th goal of the season. We jump ahead to the 17:23 mark of the first period. A face-off to the right of Dov Grumet Morris, won by Jason Guerrero, and it was one back to Mike Morris. Morris scored. Guerrero's been red hot, 7 goals in his last 8 games, tying the game at 1, and that's where we stand right now. No scoring in the second period, the third period, the first overtime period, and now we're standing by for the second overtime period. The team's ready to go. We're ready to go back to Tom Karen and Andy Brickley.
Thanks, Frito. Yeah, the good times just keep on rolling here as we go to the extra hockey in game 1. Double overtime game as Harvard and Northeastern battle for the right to play in next week's championship of the 53rd Beanpot. 39 saves for Kenny Gibson, 32 for Dov Grumet Morris. Each man busy in overtime as well. Harvard outshot Northeastern 11-7. And so we play on. Shot coming in from Morris. Lewis right off the hop, and the save made by Grumet Morris. Northeastern wasting no time getting in and firing something on net, and it was Mike Morris who's been involved offensively all night.
Yeah, he finds himself with the puck at the top of that circle to the right of Grumet Morris, and he just wants to get it on goal. You know, it's hard as a player to think, I'm not going to beat the guy from here, so maybe I try something a little different. Put it a little bit low, try and force a rebound. I know you're trying to think 2 moves ahead. Your natural reaction is just let that puck fly, but it was really an easy save for Grumet Morris just to smother it in the middle of his body.
Dude did a good job getting all the way up to the blue line, but Northeastern shut the door there, and Guerrero got a piece of it. Now it's Morris. Sending it around as both teams will change up, keeping their shifts short in this 5th period of hockey. Now the puck comes out to center ice, and it's played to Swiniarski. Broken up. Mackey getting it ahead for Dew. Kevin Dew. Banned on the shot. Puck over to the corner now as Deeth gets after it for Northeastern. Guerrero at the end of a shift will dump in far side. Swiniarski at good speed. Got around he and Lannon got there together and collided. Lannon's stick goes flying. Bernikevich will clear it out of the way. There's a glove on the ice, a stick on the ice. A yard sale going on at the Harvard end.
And they're both Ryan Lannons, and he's the one that knocked that puck down.
There's Bernikevich coming in with Murphy. Bernikevich brings it around behind the net, drops it back. Walsh with the shot. He got through, but went wide. Deflected off. Was it the goalie's skate or the defenseman?
I think it was off Dan Murphy, actually, the forward for Harvard that was just to the right of the crease. And as that shot kind of pinballed and banged around in there, I thought the last person it hit was Murphy. Bernikevich, I thought he was going to shoot the puck, but he held it. Now he circles the net, and he's got that point man coming in. Yeah, right off the right shin pad, I believe, of Dan Murphy, and it just goes wide on the far side. Maybe a little bit higher up on the body, midsection pants area. Might take a funny bounce like that to end this game.
And it'll be Northeastern bringing it back out now. Yale Lewis going in. Lewis centers it back, and Grumet Morris has to make a stop. Lewis did a nice job to bring it in deep and then dropped it back. That shot was blocked. Lewis had it momentarily. Puck comes up. Judy fires and he scores! In overtime, Northeastern beats Harvard, and the Huskies advance to the 53rd Beanpot Championship.
Well, this is a tough break for Harvard because the young player, the freshman, John Pelly, got knocked down. He was looking for an interference call. None coming, and the play stayed alive in the offensive zone for Northeastern. Harvard couldn't sort things out. The puck ends up at that right point. Tim Judy, with good traffic in front of the net, ends up scoring the game winner. There's the shot that's blocked. Lewis can't corral the puck. Here comes the point man, Judy. He moves to a better angle on his shot with traffic. And you can see the dejection on Grumet Morris's body language. Reverse angle right here. See if we get a real good look at it. Yeah, Lewis wanted to shoot that puck. He gets knocked away from him. And because Harvard's running around a little bit, look at those. Look at that body cut there. There's 2, 3. That's 5 players that puck had eyes to get through. And it's up under the crossbar. Tim Judy. Well, that's a nice play. Doesn't have to be a hard shot. You can see that puck just spinning, twisting in the midair. It's not a big slap shot. And the jubilation on the Northeastern bench in round 1. A chance to advance to the finals to take on the winner of BCBU. Looks good on the Huskies.
Tim Judy, his 3rd goal of the year. It came in the 83rd minute of play as we were 2 minutes and 1 second into the 5th period of play, the 2nd overtime. And Judy is the hero despite a great effort from Dove Grumet Morris, who stopped 34 shots. On the other end, a 39 save performance from Kenny Gibson. And for the 4th time in a row, when Northeastern plays Harvard in the 1st round, Northeastern advances to the championship game.
And I want to go back to that, Pelly getting knocked down. That's why Harvard was in that kind of helter-skelter running around in their own zone, because they had a chance to get to the puck, get it out of their zone. But when Pelly gets knocked down, now things start to break down. Players need to move. They need to shift. They got to try and protect for another teammate. And when that happens, Now the offensive team. There's the middle of your screen. The contact by Lewis on Pelly. Pelly now down. Lewis is the guy that's going to jump on this loose puck. It's actually like playing 5-on-4. So the other winger on the other side of the ice, he has to sag back down. You can see Pelly just getting back up. And it's Tim Judy with the quick release. Not a hard shot, but it had eyes. It was accurate. And this game, this long game, ends in favor of Northeastern.
And so the Huskies live on to battle another day in their quest for the Beanpot. By virtue of this win, they will play next Monday looking for their 5th Beanpot championship and their first since 1988. Corey Massey standing by with winning coach Bruce Crowder.
All right, always hectic when you go to overtime in the Beanpot, joined by head coach Bruce Crowder. And, well, you knew it was going to be hectic, and what a job your team did. You killed penalties in overtime on top of all this.
Well, I think it just, again, it's just the character of our kids. You know, they just kept battling, and they knew in the locker room they didn't get down even when we took some of the penalties. And, you know, they just knew that they had a battle. And I think if they kept battling and persevere, I mean, we knew it was going to be a bit of a lucky one because both teams were extremely tired, and Harvard really played hard all night as we did. And when you're going 4.5 periods, that's a pretty long game.
Talk coming out before one of the other periods, you talked about intensity. You were talking about it on your bench. Did you get the response that you wanted?
Oh, I think so. I mean, these guys have been intense all year long. I mean, I can't say enough about this group. It's kind of a bit of a broken record, but awful proud of them. A little adversity, obviously, coming in here, but obviously we're not the chosen one to win tonight with all the other guys being in the top 15, but that didn't matter to them. They just brought their heart and soul and laid it all out here on the ice tonight.
No surprise a guy like Tim Judy, a senior local kid, gets the goal?
Well, again, you know, Timmy, we knew we had to get things to the net. You know, he's very good, Morris, in the nets there, and I mean, it was just one of those things that we just felt that we had to continue to try to get things to him. And again, you know, he's been pound for pound. Timmy Judy's been one of the toughest competitors that I've ever coached, and it's very rewarding to see him get a goal like that.
You knew coming into this game that Harvard had beaten BC. They had beaten BU. First-year head coach Ted Donato. Talk about coaching against him and his team.
Well, they work hard. I mean, Teddy's going to have a long road there at Harvard. He's going to do a great job, and he's at his alma mater. And you know, he's going to be in a lot of other big games that you know, they're going to come out on top. There's no doubt about that. And you know, he's a tremendous competitor, and I'm just glad the old-time Bruin got it tonight instead of the younger Bruin.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck. We'll see you in a week.
All right, thank you very much.
That's Northeastern head coach Bruce Crowder, headed to the Beanpot Finals for the 3rd time, now in his 9th season at Northeastern. We'll take a break, come back. Eric Freed has more. BCBU is coming up. Sit tight, everybody. Already a fantastic beginning to the 53rd Beanpot.